Welcome back to your mommaFit revival. This is week 4. Welcome. Okay, so first things first. You're on the last half of this program. I need you to keep going. Okay, don't quit now. You're almost there. I need you to keep pushing. Next week is your deload, so you will have plenty of rest to prep you and prepare you for your final push. But this week is all about power, and I need you to be willing to bring it. So power is basically the ability to exert a force in such a short period of time and overcome whatever resistance that force is placing on you, and be able to do that again in such a short period of time. So really being able to push and explode during that concentric contraction phase, which if you didn't know, concentric contraction is when the muscle is shortening. So this means we are aiming for high repetition with whatever duration that we are having. Now, as far as the equipment that you're going to use, you're probably going to want to use a little bit on the light, moderate side. There are some moves where yes, you can use heavy, but for the majority of them, just know it's okay to go lighter or to go more on the moderate side so that you can get that explosiveness while maintaining good form. So like I said, we're doing quicker, more explosive, speed type of movement. So while we'll still have some moves that are basically pretty uniform in what they are, they're simple, they're to the point, we will have more that are compounded and or explosive power moves. We are back to 5 workouts this week plus our building blocks. So you will have those at the end of the workouts for these workouts. So make sure that you allow time for that and get those trackers out from week 2 where you did the building blocks for the first time, and pull them back out so that you can track for this week. Additionally, make sure to get your progress tracker out. You are recording progress again for week 4. Now, a couple of things before you do that. Please know it takes the body about 4 to 6 weeks to start adapting and seeing change. This means you might notice some things happening around the 4 to 6 week mark. I want you to not get discouraged if you don't notice much on the scale, or even if you notice the scale going up. I want you to focus on other areas first. Have you lost inches? How do you feel overall? What is your energy like? What is your mood like? Your focus, your sleep, all of those different things I want you to take into account. Now, if nowhere is feeling like there is progress, I need you to check back in on that nutrition. Nutrition is one of the biggest components to any type of progress you are going to see. If you do not work on your nutrition and lifestyle habits outside of these workouts, you're not going to see what you want to see, or it's going to be very delayed. So if you're not seeing any progress in any area, even in these workouts themselves, I need you to check in on that nutrition, your lifestyle habits outside of these workouts, and how much effort you're putting into these workouts. If you are seeing progress, but it's not as fast as you want, or maybe it's not what you want, then again, check in on those areas and see if there's anywhere you can keep progressing and pushing and moving in your workouts. Check those lifestyle habits, make sure that you're not just doing these workouts and becoming sedentary afterwards, and make sure you are nailing that nutrition. In all honesty, if you are nailing your nutrition and you're watching the lifestyle habits outside of the workouts, you are going to see progress. So make sure you are double checking those areas. And back to the scale real quick. I don't want you to worry if you see the number kind of staying still or kind of doing this, or maybe it's even increased. When it comes to the scale, remember the scale is telling you how much every single thing weighs. If you want something a little bit more accurate, get a scale that is going to read you your biometrics in total. This is going to tell you how much muscle mass versus body fat that you have, and that's something very important to pay attention to. When we are doing weight loss, in actuality, it's fat loss that we are aiming for. We don't want just total weight loss, because that means you're losing muscle or you're losing stuff when it comes to fluid levels, and we don't want to mess with that, right? You want to make sure that the loss that you're having is due to fat, not to anything else. So if you're bummed by the scale, make sure that you get yourself a biometric one, and make sure that you are tracking with muscle mass versus body fat percentage. You'll probably notice that your muscle mass goes up, which is a good thing, while your body fat percentage goes down. Muscle is more dense than body fat, so you should notice some inches getting lost somewhere, someplace, as this takes place, I wanna make sure that I mention this, muscle does not weigh more than fat. Like I said, it is more dense, so it takes up less space, whereas fat's gonna take up more space. So you might have 5 pounds of fat here and 5 pounds of muscle here, okay? So you're not going to notice much when it comes to building on that muscle, but you'll notice clothes fitting looser, inches getting lost, etc., because that fat loss is going down. But remember that the scale, again, weighs everything. Your hair, your cells, the water that you drink, the food that you put on your stomach, anything in your bladder, all the muscle mass, the blood, the bones, the fat, it takes all of that into account, plus much, much more, okay? So please don't get discouraged. Make sure that you are tracking though. If you're taking progress pictures, continue to take them. You're not gonna do this next week, but you will do it again during week 6, okay? So with that being said, welcome to week 4. Let's get at it, let's do this, and let's rock it.